Well, good evening, guys. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's doing well. Today, I have an interesting one here for you. All right. I was just going through eBay, seeing what kind of new varieties and errors exist in 2019 coinage, and apparently, I came across something that is very interesting that I wanted to talk about before we get started on what could be possibly, the next big thing in 2019 Lincoln pennies. As always, subscribe, like if you enjoy the content tonight, and most importantly, if you haven't hit the bell for instant notifications, what are you waiting for? I'm going to be giving away stuff this summer, guys. Wouldn't you like to be on the inside track of everything that is new and great? And I want to share the wealth with all of my patrons, my subscribers, you name it. You guys mean the world to me. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this interesting coin here. We're going to take a look at the 2019 Lincoln Cent, what is, I guess, called the floating head variety coin. Importantly, we're going to discuss whether or not this is a viable coin to start searching or to invest in at all. Now, it's a new issue. It's a brand new 2019 Lincoln Cent that has been around only for a few months. There have been a couple of double die obverses that have been discovered, albeit a little bit minor, all thanks to Chuck Daughtry. He's actually been through many hundreds, if not thousands, of these coins and have found a few pretty neat varieties. But this one right here is definitely worth mentioning. Now, there's only a couple of these for sale on eBay, but we're going to take a look at both listings. Now, the one that you see on screen here is one of those coins. Okay, so the floating head, if you could see my my mouse pointer here. So how this happens is you have quite a bit of over polishing in the neck area, okay, which gives the appearance of a floating head Lincoln. That's it. That's all there is to it. The couple examples that are currently on eBay are being sold by the same seller, okay, ABC Coin 70. He's got phenomenal feedback, and he's been around the biz a little while. The real question is, how viable is this error slash variety? Okay, typically with a strike through or an over polishing of the die, that is more commensurate with an error. You guys know my stance on errors, okay? And it holds true among the numismatic community. Errors are a kind of like a one-time occurrence, whereas varieties continuously happens over and over again through quite possibly every coin in the life of one set of dies. Okay, that's why we have die pairings and rare die states, early, mid, and later die state coins, okay, with the same variety. So this one right here, I'm tempering my excitement. It's neat, but I think it's way too early to speculate on if this coin is worth everything that you see here. Now, he is asking $1,500 or best offer for this raw graded example. Now, I'm showing you and illustrating the raw example because right off the bat, a lot of you are going to be skeptical, and that's fine because I'm skeptical too. Now, if we went to his other auction, guess what? ICG graded with the floating head variety designation on the slab. All right, few of you are probably saying, "Who the heck are these ICG folks?" All right, well, they are another grader. They're probably along the same level as Annex in terms of popularity. Believe it or not, ICG is one of the 4 third-party graders that is recognized on eBay, which means you could use ICG and you could use the numerical grade in all of the titling of every single listing. That's pretty interesting. But what's even more interesting is that this is a recognized variety through ICG. Okay, so it gets better yet. Now, on this coin right here, I mean, there is an obvious over-polishing of the die here because you don't see any neck features whatsoever. So that is worth noting. But again, what is going to be the popularity? What's the viability of such an error or variety? It's hard to say. I will say this though. This is something that you're not going to know what the price trends are going to be until about 1 or 2 years out. Okay, and the mere reason why I bring this up is that it's going to take, at the very least, 12 to 24 months of just hardcore searching of this 2019 P. It's a Philadelphia. Okay, some of you are going to ask me, is it Philadelphia or Denver? Well, if you've listened all the way up to or watched up to the 6-minute mark, you'll know that it is just on the Philadelphia minted coins. This hasn't been reported on any Denver examples. Okay, Denver doesn't screw up to the level that Philadelphia does at the mint. I'm kind of thinking it's intentional, but on the same token, okay, what exactly is going to be the viability of this 2 years from now? Now, after steady searching, okay, through all of the Lincoln specialists, let's say, for example, less than 1% of the total population is indeed the floating head Lincoln. Okay, then you might have something there. And according to this seller, ABC Coin, and I actually did some research, and there is actually a post on Coin Community's website, forum site, about this specific anomaly. And someone had, I guess, talked to ABC Coin 70 about this variety, and it's supposed to be published in the Numismatic News as what could very well be a big deal. I don't know. Numismatic News, I do trust them. They're probably along the same lines as your Coin World and Coin Week publications through their websites. I love reading through their articles, but Numismatic News is a good one. They're a good one. So yeah, so this graded one right here, he's asking $2,400 or best offer. All right, I don't see any watchers. It's probably a fresh listing, a fresh upload on eBay, but it just goes to show you that there's going to be different types of varieties and errors that are going to be found on every single type of coin. On the Lincoln Cents have been quite interesting, all right, along with the West Point releases that we've seen in not only the proof set, but also the silver proof set with the reverse proof. And let alone they released one example of the reverse proof coin about a month and a half too early. Yeah, it's been nutty this year when it comes to coins. And then you have the West Point Quarters program that's going on currently that people are just making loads of money on. So this is not the least bit surprising to me that something like this has come up. Now, under no circumstances should you decide to plop down $2,400, $2,000, $1,500 for such an error. I'm not trying to take all the glory away from ABC Coin. Again, this is simply my opinion in all of this. I've seen it once before. This is going to be something that's going to be kind of like on the same wavelength as the Spitting Horse Delaware Quarter. Do you guys know what that is? Among few other, and even the Die Gouge Buffalo Nickel. These are all such anomalies that, they occur, and you're going to see them on a multiple amount of coins, and they are going to have their following. This is the first reported graded example by a third-party grader. Granted, it's ICG. PCGS or NGC, and probably Annex won't even put that designation on there. ICG, you pay them a few shekels, and they'll put on there the unicorn variety Lincoln Penny. But all I have to say about this is try and not buy too heavily into hype, if anything. When you're searching through your 2019 Lincoln Pennies, be on the lookout for something like this. Put it aside. Kind of take a census of how many of these you do find. The polishing is pretty heavy on there. And as crazy as it seems, I mean, this is kind of like the floating roof Lincoln Memorial sense. Again, it's just an over polishing. And after a few decades of seeing the floating roof coins from the late 60s and into the early 70s, being able to sell those for any measurable amount of money is really tough. Even brilliant uncirculated examples of the floating roof, you'll be lucky to command about $4 to $5 from those. So consider this kind of like a PSA. That's all I can do, because it might be a lot more rare than meets the eye. Okay, and it's certainly neat. It's a pretty neat anomaly, and it's another coin to look for. I feel sorry for not only myself, but all the folks that are on the West Coast that are having absolutely no luck finding any neat coins, errors, and varieties, because the Denver Mint just makes absolutely flawless coins. Well, with the exception of all the carbon spotting that you see on them. But yeah, this is interesting. Keep an eye on it. It's not my bag or cup of tea, but if I did come across it, I'll pull it out, and you never know, try and sell it. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a unique, different topic. Okay, it's not for everyone, of course. It's for those that primarily searches through like coin rolls and new coins and all that great stuff. If you enjoyed tonight's content, go ahead and smack the like button for me. And as always, feel free to share and subscribe this information. Love to hear your comment. What do you guys think about the 2019 Philadelphia floating head variety? It's a thing, and should be published in numismatic news per the seller of this coin. So you guys take care. Have a wonderful evening. Keep searching, keep hunting. Okay, don't sleep on your dreams. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.